Family, good evening. We don't come again with on a program face to face with the law. Face to face with the law. And this now the program as always they bring the law to you and also they bring you closer to the law. And you agree with me, family, that for some time now and face to face with the law don't they work with the Constitutional Review Committee for we reach out to salon people make them know what to do as a country and as a people. One for look inside the constitution where we use presently. When from 1991 they make them one day. We now we use. And like I always say, but not changes inside the world now. See then we think say the happy now was supposed for happy now, but not inside the condition. So they block the unblock. So all and they plenty of other things themselves, you know. The 10 the way they may do that one day. Social computer no plenty itself in Africa, even in every country. But small development they take place. So as a country, as a government and as a people, we sit down and say, okay, I think it's not time for them we look inside we constitution again. And so that make we look inside what we call the review. Review means for look inside for check and find and adjust them, let meet up with our system for go. And every week we come with different topic then because face to face with the law they work hand in hand with Constitutional Review Committee. And today, one for bringing something different. And I will need you like I always for let you go pay attention, let you go listen well. I should say by the time when we done now, yeah, you don't learn plenty. And you go able to make boku contribution then. And so today I have to announce to you that the topic now, the role of civil society in the Constitutional Review process. Okay, glad you am back. See, the role of civil society in the constitutional review process. If I put up on Creole something there, I know say you want explain make you understand and fine. That means to say, waiting at the work or waiting at the thing where civil society then at this country also get for do or for play, but this condition where they look inside our country, waiting at the role. So now they want for look at us. Just if I'm going to want to say hey, civil society. Yes, we all apart. From which angle we find yourself, we all apart. So you concern me, we all concern. And so I have to talk to you. Let you take your time, patient, and listen. And there you can send the text. Send the text now 076 325 025. 076 325 025. You can ask question, you can make contribution, you can say anything. I should say people in there, where people are waiting nap. When you come and civil society work, then go for answer you. And sometimes the way you don't even think for ask, then go up monthly and you go get the answer better. But family as always, just one who will do this thing, I get people big people more, we go into this themselves and then go make them contribution and then go explain this topic here way now the work where civil society gets for do or for play inside salon constitutional review business. And so I go begin at my far right, when the power introduce himself. Yes, I can tell family your name, tell them who you come out.
Family, good evening. Nina Emmanuel Safan Benai. I work for one civil society group where they call Society for Democratic Initiatives.
Okay, family, sure say you don't get one day. Now, big man, you work for say one civil society group. Big one. You know, you know, turn to my sister really next to me now. Yes, I can tell family your name second.
Fambu Mina Valnoa Edwin, the Executive Director of Campaign for Good Governance.
Big man at this country. Yes, sir, Pa, I can turn to you, sir.
Thank you. Fambuluna, good evening. Mina Alhaji Mohamed Warise. I do work for Democracy Sierra Leone.
So, Fambula, you don't get the people all now. Again, I have a member, you see, this face to face with the law, where we do the program in line or waiting them can call in concert with the Constitutional Review Committee. And today, the topic where we want for look again. Now, the role where civil society they play or get for play inside the constitutional review process where they do inside this country. And so I will begin for ask the panelist name, of course, me I like human business, so I will talk to my sister first. Let me first begin for talk, you know. Yes, it's good. So you say woman dating fine. So Madam Edwin, if I'm going to for no waiting as civil society first.
That's a very good point you don't start off with. Civil society, a lot of political scientists and they give various names. I mean explanations. and one that this na the group of people and they way they between the states and the rest of the society. They're not a government people then. So then they form that intermediary day, and even we as alone, you get Civic, when an international civil society organization, then self don't do research for say this group where they call civil society na UDA. The basic one where you go talk, then are people there we can serve as intermediary between the government people them and the rest of the ordinary citizens. And it can be anybody, it can be NGOs, it can be teachers, it can be religious body. Once they form themselves into an organized group and they get a common interest, they call them civil society organizations.
Okay, in fact, when you explain something up down in mind, I should say that my way they watch we so one for make I ask you. When civil society now one person on a group of people or now certain people they come together on an organization, an established organization, they come together what they call civil society.
Now group of people where they come together, then get a common interest.
Okay.
So for example, if a group of people then come like we will get this Ebola issue and decide say for now, sometime for the next 6 months, they come together and we decide say now civic education want focus on this Ebola, or we want for address their orphans then we go down be as a result of this Ebola in an organized manner. Okay. Say this we all come out from different sector, we get this common interest, say this na the idea. Now they call civil society. So even if you look at with three the panel, we come out from 3 different organizations. But one underlying thing where they tie we, even though we come out from 3 different organizations, we they promote democracy and good governance. So Pa Abdullah and Naya they deal with freedom of information. We they look at a whole range of whether na democratic governance, good governance, democracy issues. We get we brought away itself na democracy. So whether they deal with parliament, it will come in on election. So now then they make you go see at some point we always go work together because we get a common interest on a common issue, but it get for be in an organized form. So even the PTA na school, itself na civil society, the medical and dental association, then a part of civil society.
That association.
Well, yes, as association. No, it can for be a group where they come together. And obviously, it can be groups of individuals and groups of organizations.
It can be groups of professionals.
Group of professionals as well.
Because the other thing I want to ask you, you know, like I said, I like for start with you, man. Each day, where somebody for old for lady to end up joining of them group there, we go out for talk. Democratic things.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. The only thing that like we again within the panel I use as an example. Okay. We in a more organized structure and system because we don't get organizations then they registered that kind of way. Sometimes they can even be membership organization. So you go here about like West Africa Network for Peace Building, WANEC. Then a membership organization. You're in National Elections Watch. Now membership, you even the Salon Teachers Union, it's a membership organization. Okay. So you go get organizations or you go even get individuals. And you go say we always they work na SDI or campaign because we believe we share a common interest, say we want for see good governance na salon, na that make or want for see freedom of information, access to information with the SDI. Now that makes so we they can work na this kind of organization. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, man. I'm family. I should say you don't because plenty time. I get the feeling say you can shame for ask because when they say civil society, we can just swell and eat and believe say civil society. You don't even know what everything comprised of civil society. Who they are for the inside, but I should say by tell you if I know I don't explain it here, you're able for no. Without they can come together when they can call civil society. Now I will turn to you, Alhaji YC. Now, what exactly civil society then gets any role in the play by discussion and review business?
Thank you very much, Mr. Fona. We get a lot of role for play, but before I go to that one day, I want to follow we dedicate this program to we fallen hero.
Okay.
The man we all understand he just passed away as a result of we attract the Ebola disease. Okay. We want to do this because we give him so much respect. We believe in the cause we fight for, and we want to say we sit on that because we well. So people that would live their life follow we well, when them die another kind battle day, you have to respect them. I think say every other program in the whole please don't dedicate them to Mr. Khan. the late Dr. Khan, please.
And all the other one,
And all the other one there, exactly. We don't die another. Civil society, I want to touch a bit, with what environment don't come before I come to your role.
Okay.
The fact that when you say civil, it means the civil populace.
Okay.
People are devoid of government. When you come to civil society organization,
when you see devoid, exactly, you only talk. I don't understand you.
Yes,
you
why
people
they will
don't
not get
mix government
we not get
business.
something for do with
government business.
for take
Directly.
decision directly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
We not get something for do with government directly. We not get decision for make pan government. We not get any that kind of influence pan government.
Okay.
You understand, for make sure say the day-to-day affairs of the country run.
Okay.
Not in a civil society.
Okay.
Organization like our Valora Putam, we will register then civil society organization. They preach starting interest in the state. We are the civil society organization, but every other person, when not inside government, like Valora say, na civil society.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I want to say, now we roll plenty. First of all, we are civil society. We go for ensure say, then big people, then big lawyer, like Mr. Safa Abulai.
Now, lawyer of the year.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much. Then one and they for help we for first of all able for understand waiting na the constitution in problem.
Okay.
Because if we don't know what's the constitution problem, we still not go for we begin advocate for certain thing and another constitution. So we go for know first, diagnose what's the problem through the people that are well learned, we study about the constitution, then we begin for help we. The second role we get now for make sure say every Sierra Leonean, no matter whose idea, because we represent people then, their interest be represented in that review process day. By way we will go out. The campaign for good governance, I only seen them in the last 6-8 months. And I go to so many communities, they talk about the constitutional review, they train people and they talk to people and let them understand what that their role in the civil society, now we get for play, for ensure say the process be free, the process be fair, the process be genuine. And because of the simple fact say the constitution, now the people them own them, now the people them law where they govern them, it simply means say now what the people them want, now for this side. So civil society get critical role for play for ensure say then voice of them people and they inside the constitution.
Okay, thank you very much, Alaji Waisi. I'll come to you, Mr. Safa Abdullah. How can you take off from Musa Alaji left? Because I've asked some question where big go. You say, I say, waiting some of the things that we, on I think civil society can for do with this constitutional review business where they go.
Well, again, thank you very much. I think I also want to say I'm very saddened today about the death of Dr. Khan. And I hope Sierra Leoneans then go memorize the prayers, particularly where the first man was done. Civil society gets a lot of things for do in the constitutional reform process like this, because as a country, we constitution don't take almost about 20-21 years after we come up dictatorship, one-party dictatorship, and then we come to a multi-party democracy. So waiting that happen over the years, we don't pass important laws that we don't advance past the constitution. We then they don't go before past the constitution. So we need for bring
and the constitution na in big.
The constitution na in bond.
But they want to run past.
Na for big, then don't run past.
Okay.
So it's something that you see other laws the way they don't pass now, they clash with the constitution. Okay. And me and say once a law, small law, clash with the constitution, not valid.
Yeah.
You understand? So first thing first, what civil society need for do. If we look at the priority, say look at them laws then they look at them provisions that are within the constitution and points them out, so that we don't just go and reform without looking at the other laws them we get for clash, because they already begin clash in several instances. Then another thing where I think so we need for do as civil society now for go to with villages, with communities, go to them people that will not understand basic English and basic grammar and explain to them, raise awareness on them, what is important for participate in this process, why they need for make a national process, and why it will be a credible process. I think that is very important. First, the process therefore be national, and then it be credible. Also, I think say importantly, government set up a committee where my colleague and I have and a member. That committee not dispensable, not to in the only institution way for deal with constitutional reform. When I say civil society, one of the things that we civil society they really do is for monitor governmental processes.
Okay.
So if we're able to monitor the constitutional review and the reform process, then proceedings them, and make sure we hold them to account for what they do.
Okay.
And make sure the process become free and transparent and participatory. That's very important.
Yep.
You know, as the Constitution says, Section 26, it says every Leone and get a right for associate. And we do for associate with each other. But then you also say you get a right for express views them on national issues. So a constitutional reform process like this is a national process where they pioneered and now the CRC they drive that process. We not mean say people then for left and give the CRC. Civil society for engage with the CRC, complement the effort and make sure say the CRC self understand say this is not a national process or for open up for let everybody participate in. I think that's some of the things and then the way I think civil society for do.
Okay.
You know, follow we get forward.
Thank you very much, Mr. Safa. Abdullah Fambulem, Mr. Face to Face with the Law. We do this program in line with the Constitutional Review Committee. And today we topic now the role of civil society in the Constitutional Review process. I mean to say, waiting at the work or civil society therefore do, and this constitution way we try for look inside this country. And you can send the text, you can join me, you can make your contribution 076 325 025 076 325 025. People are never go able for answer you, and believe me, you able for understand you better. I'll come back to you, Madam Vanora Edwin. I remember the time we President being put together this Constitutional Review Committee. I've been get luck for dealing a Miata conference. I think you been this one talk. I mean to say, you see, as civil society, government self will say una important, so they include a key role. Now, civil society get role in the plain side Constitutional Review business now as it is. If at all, waiting as of the role.
Yes, definitely, and I think say we appreciate the fact that we government they recognize and respect and value the contribution we civil society they make by including we in them processes they are. So within and outside the committee itself, civil society they play a role, and then they play diverse role there. So within the committee itself, we dey into the different subcommittees the way they dey. We get things the way they look at the executive, where that is the president, the minister, them, and all. We get the one the way they look at the judiciary, that now then judge, then court, then Usai, Pa Abdullah, then Kingo. You get the one the way they look at the legislature, when we honorable there, we MP there. You get the one the way they look at human rights and the principles of state policy. And all them things there we for understand where if Fambu then remember we can talk about that election, we say social contract, we mean say we the people there we they give some of we power to the people there where they go there na government. And that constitution they lay down the broad issues there. Not to all the lily thing they work in talk about. But how that power they what would they give them? Because na big power would they give them. How them for user, how we and them for the talk about waiting and they do it we. And at that make we they mention say the key role of civil society we not go make it different whether we dey in the subcommittee or outside. We role now for ensure say government, because we give them that power there, we get for monitor them, we get for ensure say they're accountable, we get for ensure say they're transparent, we get for ensure say they include the ordinary citizen. We usually form the masses in the policy process, how then they design things the way they benefit we all. So outside the constitution, the committee itself, civil society they play a key role. In fact, these documents are also now just one report where the governance stakeholders forum, of which CGG na a part, then do a study. So they look at waiting at some issues then, where the organization they always come together, then get a common interest, and then kind thing they are so now then do research on them, look what the other country they don't do, and we go educate the public. So the key thrust where we get for do, we get for monitor, we get for ensure say the process transparent, accountable, participatory, and I don't explain what that they mean. And then we still go for give your own contribution because we self na Sierra-Leoneans. So now make sure with the whole consultations and organization and get their interest. You go here health for all coalition, get what you go concern but education issues then will come up. And chieftaincy issues, women's issues, access to land, even on the natural resources issues then go come, the human rights issues, the press issues, freedom of association, all the citizenship, all the different things and they come, even the issue of decentralization. Like how Emmanuel say, we don't go ahead with certain things there, we can draw attention to us, say, decentralization not really clear now we constitution, you know, you need for put and the roles of the paramount chief and the decentralization process, the broad principles, you got for put inside it. So now that whole the civil society they play for support the process, because we also they support national processes. We're not there against any national process. Once it's transparent, you're accountable, and for the common good of the
Thank you very much,
population.
Madam Erin. One thing they way I still for ask you. From what you explain, I should say family when they watch we and listen to we, go agree with me, say civil society is all about the people.
Definitely.
Right? And because people like say civil society now then get this give you, and then they all side. So it just left for the civil society galvanize the people their ideas and their feelings. We can come together say, una win at the committee, una what before, and this we family say.
Exactly. You know, one key thing, I guess we all know say the process don't they stall a bit from the time where it be launched. It not don't go as smoothly as we want. But one key gap where the civil where don't lock small through civil society intervention, we don't able for continue with civic education. We don't able for continue for educate, so prepare them. So even when we were there, even though we in a civil society, we didn't have the committee, but you tell you they go na A, B, C areas, or they meet specific groups of people, then go down here. So you go see say even like campaign for good governance, we don't do a lot. I think 50-50 group, women's forum, a lot of other organizations, and don't they go around, they educate people there. Organization and the way they do research, like what I mentioned. So even we self do a civil society forum in December, where we get representatives then from all across the country say waiting are one, let me understand waiting at this process and waiting are critical issues they will feel say need for change, and then we all go back within we organizations, we networks, we districts, and discuss them. So when the committee they go from place to place, we will get a common thing who they presenting, and then tia now we concern we need for the change. So now then kind thing and then we do.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Madam Erin. Now I will try to be passionate a bit. Alaji,
Yes.
I just come for understand, see, you know, like the political experts we come and civil society business.
I
See,
think so.
because your group they deal with the parliament or the politics or so small. But inside this condition we try for look inside and see if we can able for make new and we go able serve the purpose of time. Now, what thing you young group done the attack of you say for come inside? Or the group that we una they represent, we able to una thing?
A lot. The constitution gets beaucoup small problem then.
Okay.
We supposed to address. We on group, we don't decide for work with other organizations like CGG, you know, SDI, they invite.
Well, family wants to be the group in name back, they only call her
Democracy Sierra Leone.
Democracy
Sierra Leone. Yes. Democracy Sierra Leone.
So
Democracy for Sierra
inside
Leoneans.
this country soon now.
No, democracy for Sierra Leoneans.
Oh, okay.
Democracy for Sierra Leoneans.
Okay.
Yes. We don't participate in them program and for ensure say, but we said they come up with we own position. We therefore come up with we own.
So on a work back now.
Of course, we work on them.
Okay.
I will point you one upon the team them, or two of the team them we don't look at.
Now, two
critically.
Yes.
One, parliament. We strongly believe say because we now that now we niche parliament 9 over the years we don't work with. We think say the role of the paramount chief them now parliament is not too
stronger.
Yes, we think say you're not supposed to be in a parliament. So we look at the fact say maybe one for look at another house. Usai the paramount chief that will come and other people then this now just we own recommendations or we own suggestion. Usai other senior citizens then will come. Maybe not go big like parliament.
Like house of
Lords or House of Elders.
Yes.
You know, we'll put the paramount chief then they pull them in parliament to then they make law.
Okay.
So then go there for the advice, parliament, then go there for the advice, the executive, then go there for the give them big advice away come and critical issues them na the country. Yeah, we think again say with this constitution, it too the language too big na the constitution. And you want to make him for let the ordinary man we go school as he pick the constitution able to read them and understand them. I not say the lawyer are not going to say the pool work now they are now. Right? The fact now that the kind of language where they write the kind of English where they write the Constitution in, we think say they need for break them down. The American Constitution, what I take as I begin reading so I understand right away. I don't need anybody for interpreting.
I'm not the same English.
Thank you, but we
English
own the ordinary man able for read them and understand them easily.
Yes.
So we think say that is very, very critical for ensure say we able to look at them.
Okay.
Write them in a simple, plain English, so that the ordinary man has to pick up. These are some of the things that we look at. So many other things and we look at inside the Constitution. We'll go come up with and make up our own presentation to the CIC.
Okay, Mr. Safa Abdullah, we've seen some of the things that we Society for Democratic Initiative,
Yes.
Because I should like elect for it before things. So how far on are they now on this constitutional review business?
Like for it before, you know.
No, like you did before.
Okay, well, I mean, first thing first,
Now they deal with the initiatives.
That's none of the point. First thing first, we're a very fearless organization.
Okay.
So once things then happen, we want for engagement. No matter what and that for us, you don't think about them. However, it twists in face over Noah, we now get that kind of thinking. They will look at with convictions, we look at the interpretation, they will move with things. But like what you say, so one of the things that we did do in SDI now for initiate various things. So if you look at what we did do now SDI, in 2009, we formed what we call Citizens for Constitutional Change. When a coalition, we for bring civil society groups them together. And in fact, when they call for referendum, constitutional review before elections, we get a conference now. The British Council will bring everybody. We discuss about the Constitution, and we talk about how try for bring referendum in the 2012 elections together. So Citizens for Constitutional Change, now we just the coordinator as an organization, but we get various organizations and when a civil society organizations, we may call it just talk about, say we don't even send an invitation. One of the things that we do now is that we get to do a lot of position papers on various issues that we think say for be reformed or amended or reviewed at the Constitution.
But on the align some of them things here with the subcommittee then?
Yes.
The next thing subcommittee.
Yes. So what we've even been done do in the past 2 months, we don't get several meetings with the Constitutional Review Committee.
Okay.
We don't get meetings with the heads of the subcommittees then.
Okay.
For let we and then discuss and how to engage them. Tomorrow, as I speak to you, we get with first National CSO, Civil Society and CRC Dialogue Forum at 1 o'clock at the Secretariat today. We will try to engage the Constitutional Review Committee. We basically want to create that platform where civil society can sit down and talk with the CRC. Because you don't see normally people can just sit down at their houses and say, that committee there from where they don't create, we don't know what they do.
And then they talk out.
Exactly. Because they direct people and pan the work. They don't grill people and go there.
Yes.
Yeah, even though sometimes then they talk and they can get basis. We want to break that kind of barrier and say, this is not the commission or the committee. This is not civil society. Now we discuss on how to move this process, how we engage. Again, like what I say, civil society, like every Sierra Leonean, they get this responsibility to make sure they engage with that committee there. And so once we create this platform, we get a conversation on how to move, then we continue to engage. So apart from doing the position paper in this platform, last week we get a meeting of all club heads and universities. Students, we bring them come together in our office. We discuss with them. We say one of the things that we CRC, where the Citizens for Constitutional Change want to do, now for help the student then for also make contribution to the constitutional review process. Yeah. But we need them clubs and then political groupings in our college. So we get
they can overlook them.
Exactly.
They're not overlook them.
Political science group, yes. Law society.
All over. They're not overlook.
All over. So we bring them camp. We allow them. We just sit down and listen. They then plan the way how they want to carry on. What we want to do campus sensitization. And then we help them print the submission form, where the CRC don't get, so that they will fill them, then we bring them come together and can give the committee. Because if you left them student, then now you will get time for say we go down to CRC and make contribution. So we don't get that first meeting there. Friday we get a second meeting with them. All of this, we don't sit down with this Constitutional Review Committee Secretariat and the chairman. We don't discuss all of their initiatives. So we don't want for do things outside of what we want to do. We want for engagement. We also don't create a website. We create a website we call crc-sl.org. That website then they will put information, because one of the things that we would try to avoid also, we know say the committee they do a lot of work and they put a lot of information, but you also don't want for left the Constitutional Review Committee forget monopoly of the information when they put out. Okay. It's something and the way they're not going able for cover and put out. So now we don't put up this website, even the equivalent know as a one right blog. We get a provision for making write a blog, we publish it for them on that website.
The first one blow in mind,
where you want to yes, you want to write them.
You can go there.
Yes, you can write them. The one the way they overseas would also send them to the same.
Yeah, now other question I ask: how civil society they able for reach the other members that were out of the country?
When like we like this blog now one, we don't tell them say look this blog now one way one can make contribution. The other thing, if you look at Facebook, there is a constitutional review group. There is a constitutional women admin. You know, so we also need to look at people and the contributions. Where this Facebook group they start, they will clean they will post one topic. People then contribute. They will look and will take notes, because when we're ready for do with various position papers, we're not able for consult and take people then views into consideration.
Okay, thank you very much. Family, this now face to face with the law when this program they run in line with the Constitutional Review Committee, and the topic where we look today now the role of civil society in the Constitutional Review process. Well, like I've been telling you, you can join me. You can send a text now 076-325-025 076-325-025. You find out, say, the way people in the talk, today the panelists in the talk, they all hot and heavy. If it makes sense and nothing I get better voice, because we all feel like because Dr. Khan don't die and other people and self we know me supposed for die this hour, Ebola don't take their life, and as a lot of people then we concerned. But with that as it may, life get for God, and we get for plan ourselves as a people and as a nation how we get for several years to come and make we look inside the conscience better. And questions don't come, we'll look at the first set quickly, then we'll get some 2-3 questions that we go provoke the panelists then for discuss things that we actually see you concerned about. The first person say, he say, when La English then write, I go try for it and bank, you know. He said, outside the various civil society group there so they raise them funds from. He say, and how then they pay their workers then when they not raise them funds. He say, how then they get them money then for raise funds for pay their workers then? Or they on our command then. Now just volunteer, then they volunteer, then they work and left their case to God.
No, absolutely not. Nobody, in fact, okay. 2-3 things that we will need to put together, because I mean, I think it become a common trend that every time civil society sit down on radio and TV they talk, the first thing people then talk about now pounds on the institutions and begin for acts about money, about stuff. Most of the people now where they work in civil society, they are Sierra Leoneans. They don't go to school from 10 for 15-20 years, very highly educated, and not only the way people and they say, oh, civil society not dumping ground for dropout. You know, so these people get families.
For even confusion.
Exactly. Confusion. So it's not really very highly educated. I mean, you look well, no, if you tell you how much master's degrees you get, you look my brother from Democracy Sierra Leone, if you tell you how much master's degree you get, it's you, me and you know the first degree. Right? So I mean, you practically expect say these people when don't commit and time them for solve problems, go look for salaries. Okay. So the way they raise the funds and so when you want for work on constitutional reform, you look say UNDP get money. You write a project to UNDP, say I want for go do sensitization with the student them and I want for do CRC forum. Well, if you put the money you say na 40 million, sometimes then the UNDP get a policy say okay, you forget 10% where they go to waiting and call institutional overhead. Okay. So groups like UNDP, not they pay salaries. When they get what you call overhead, what you pay you staff or what you
why not go make the business work?
You petrol for your office, you pay your light bill or you rent. So then just they take it in bulk. Some organizations are 7%. So now they go as high as 17%. But you get other donor group them, we get money, when they tell you say we not just institutional overhead with the support. So when they look campaign for good governance, we tell them say what you want to spend per month, what they give for the year. So now that what they do for long, able to do
so that they will survive.
So we go survive. Okay. So Valona herself we get Boku masters, just can't sit down. You're not able to get food for it. Yes. If you not able to go better school. Yes. You know. So many a times, organizations and they starve because some donors say, no, we're not to pay salaries. We're not to pay institutional overhead. Now, making the see, if you come to not in crisis, you see some organizations in the close. Even now in Sierra Leone, we'll get donor fatigue. When they don't say they don't give but money again for people. So man don't begin closing office because they're not able to pay staff. Then they lay out. Then they lay off staff them. Okay. So the money they come mainly from the donors. When then they say put on the budget say the executive director na 3 million you should pay him per month. The deputy executive director na 500,000. It did it. When months done you pay them. When time come for reports you carry receipts go. You say that's what I pay this person. That's what I pay this.
And where the auditor look inside.
Yes, auditor then look inside.
Okay. Family, this now face to face with the law. The working now with Constitutional Review Committee and we try for look at the work with civil society get inside this Constitutional Review business. Well, I want to ask Sister Van Laura a question. You know, we don't lay the foundation. See, civil society is all about the people, and the people are we all. He said, but what thing civil society or the people they think about this third term issue? So, man wants to say constitution.
Very good question. And I think say let me add my voice and say we all sad today because we hear about Dr. Khan and so many other people that we don't lost their life. We dey pray for them and we dey pray for this nation that we get across this and we dey hope say their family then will be consoled at this time. And we really dey pray to God that let this be a chapter where we lock now with this thing. Just quickly before I address the issue of the third term. We as civil society also need to be transparent and accountable. And people they keep on asking. And for emphasize what my colleague Emmanuel just say. Now civil society now a very professional. It don't become a professional body. Like I mentioned to una say when we are say waiting as civil society say you get an organization like Civic. When are the Civil Society World Alliance, we comprise different civil society organizations there across the world, and you get donor there like the DFID, like the USAID, all them big donor the way they give them money, EU, then they fund them. You get IMF World Bank meeting and they invite civil society go there. UN meeting, even this world leaders meeting between Africa and US. You get a civil society parallel session where get for take place. And organization they don't invite civil society them from across the world for being part of them discussion. They like what thing you go and present to a leader there. So it's a recognized profession and it don't explain how they get to funding because now a profession and a job we get for pay people there, we get for pay nurses, we get for pay lights bill, petrol, internet, all of that. So now that way they want. The issue about the third term, obviously most of we where they advocate around democracy and good governance not support that at all. And just recently, I'm in a forum organized by the West African Network for Peace Building at Accra. And one of the things when they look at now the ECOWAS Protocol on Democracy and Governance. And one thing way from the AU to ECOWAS don't totally cry down. Now for let you get governments then we want extend beyond the 2 term where down then are most of the constitutions they now or then try for change the constitution because it go tell you say I dey follow waiting in the constitution but they can manipulate a change in the constitution for make either it go 3 term or if you for there 4 year you make an 8 year. So ECOWAS condemn that, AU condemn that, and we respect them because then they now principles and we countries they all don't go sign to them. So we where they promote good governance and democracy definitely condemn that. And we dey hope say people they not go continue with them because it's not good for the country at all. Not so a good practice now we country na the continent. And our left family they know say Sierra Leone for most of the time where we can go represent we country, we they feel very proud because we come out from a conflict and we know one of the country they will not reverse into a conflict. A peacekeeping mission come, it done in mandate, it close, it transform, you get the other UN agency then take over. So most countries then they say Salome, we want to know what to do. We want to know how civil society contribute for consolidate peace to the point now when I don't come out from peace consolidation on a day on a development path. And when you want to for bring the issue of third term, it they reverse that country. That good name the way we country get, it they lost. And you go see say even President Koroma now, it then ECOWAS, you see them they make it chair this chair that. Why? because imagine war done, one government come, we get elections, another government come, we don't get election, we dey move go before, we not go into conflict, then they commend the country for that. So we really they advocate and educate people and say we no want bad name like this country again, and third time not a good thing for Salon.
Well, somebody can say Salon or Africa na first half continent. Salon na first half continent. So for first time performance to the second time, the referee can box more.
Na so you look. The referee or the goalkeeper them or the player them or the
box more. Anyway, family, I want to talk to Alhaji Mohammed. I say, we ask him. And now, since they deal with Parliament, people want to know, say, within a civil society, their own position on this issue. Are we? The people go don't vote the members of Parliament where they want. They don't screen all the one the way in contest. They say, now this we want. The person don't go Parliament. Then when the people are not glad, they say, well, we don't get that, they go talk for we and push we issues go before. All of us, then you know, say, President in, he don't please now, satisfy that person, the 9-1 for make minister. So then the people are not get who that them been vote for again. What should I do towards that now?
Thank you very much. It's a very interesting question. But before I go to that one day, I might talk small bit about, you know, now I'm going to office tomorrow, staff to go big at me. You know, talk nothing about what you don't do self for the CRC, you know, fine.
Yes.
When the committee set up, the first thing we do, and for ensure, say, because we work with Parliament, we get this book here where Dr. Abdullah Conte writes, an essay on the 1991 Constitution, where if you read them, you understand exactly most of them things inside the Constitution, which make them did it. So we buy them for all the parliamentarians. Every parliamentarian will buy one book for them. For make sure see they're able for read them. No, yes, they read them because they follow them. You know.
If I'm first, then I will ask if all man go read them.
Oh, of course.
But now, all man they
no, trust me, they read them.
But
because I don't see some parliamentarians they underline. You know, they see the book them. I can go. We talk to them. Okay. You understand? For let them understand, because at the end of the day, this constitutional review, when they're not done their work, we get for come Parliament. Parliament and can say yes, we agree for this. No, we don't agree for this. So we prepare them now for ensure say we attend they can, then we understand what thing for do for the people them. But apart from that, we plan very soon we begin for engage Parliament. Some program will call Parliament Engage, so that by the time the constitutional review, they not done their work, then they come to Parliament. Parliament prepared enough for ensure say they're able to take their issue with the people them and debate them for the interest of the people them. Coming to a question, you see, Nicky always say democracy, Mr. Fona, and a thing where we know for the try for important, you know, for pull another country. Oh, this is they do another country and that. Oh, now see this that no. Sometimes you go for look at your situation, you go for look at society, you go for look your culture for build the kind of democracy where you want. Make you always argue that. Say this is an opportune time for Sierra Leoneans them for those sit down, map out the constitution. Trust me, we not lack brains. My man is a fab like we sit down and I know what he worth. Valnora, I know what he worth. You, Mr. Fona, I know what you want. We Sierra Leoneans them, trust me, once we get good heart for this country, we will sit down and map out system. We for ensure say we governance run smoothly and properly. Coming to your question, we not think say na any part na the constitution we stop the president or we bar the president from appointing members from any side. I think so that one critical.
No, when the question only people they want for no na
yeah.
Plenty people don't contest that area. Then don't pick the other and feel say then go talk for them and do what they want. Then that same person, the president self go for himself picker. Then the people they don't left so now. Sometimes the way not be symbol, then I ain't get for camp and buy election. You think say that for work, that's not the question, that they look at
that not the issue we get. Except we go for go look at them back na the constitution. But for now,
yes.
For now, you not there inside any law.
Okay.
For say no person.
No, you not there inside, but the time for changing our way to say go work.
I mean, well, if you get a strictly parliamentary system.
Or by the system of government.
It depends.
And then there are some people have to understand again.
You know, a lot of people know say we get
presidential
predominantly a presidential
system.
Yes. What means the president can appoint from anywhere. If you look at practically, I mean, or if you look at really yourself, if we don't spend money on national elections, I mean, why we need for Dubai elections? Why the president not going to look somewhere else? The people inside.
It's only for a couple.
Yeah, sorry for the couple.
For the election only.
By elections. But also because I'm not just we young couple, every time you get by-elections, either as a result of the presidential appointment or because you get death, you know, or something, this is a huge tension.
In the past, the first one,
the day, that area.
Of course.
So I think, say, while we not get law, where they say, you know, for do it, and some people will look at strongly, but additionally, I think so for discouraging, you know, so that people then, a lot of people will get opportunity for serve in various capacities.
Okay, Mr. Abdullah, thank you very much. But I still, you know, you're a lawyer. I should now, the better people for talk about this thing. But some people, I should say, civil society, now most don't get any challenges there. People they say, well, you know, once we judiciary for be independent, once we judges them for be people away, they forget special body way they pick them. But the president constitution say the president they nominate in line with the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. They pick judges then Parliament look inside whether they agree or not. But you think say that for continue so? Or because we look democracy, can find people and say separation of powers in what not all man for himself. How you say this?
Well, you know, I brace myself for answer this because I think say, you know, because you know, say I did a practicing lawyer. I also get for do service to the questioning to say, you know, irrespective of what anybody think. I think say one of the problems where the judiciary don't get in Sierra Leone over the years now because by presidential nomination of the office of the Chief Justice and the judges, you know, because in most developed countries, you will realize people can do nominations. The President Obama will do an appointment. He look at a judge, then say this judge, a Republican judge, is still appointed. In African countries, it's seldom, you know, because the president go on for appoint judges where they cover him back. The president go on for appoint a chief justice. We will make sure government not get embarrassed in courts. And once this happens, it boils down to the integrity of that chief justice or of that judge when they get a case for decide on without bias. Okay. We don't see this not happen in many places. I think me and you've been there in a class, a constitutional law class. One of the things that we've been studying have been the Zimbabwean decisions, where the Supreme Court been the take. I remember one case with me and you, like you always laugh, you because this the Zimbabwean Supreme Court be so independent that if you bring government to court, in fact, they call them activist judges. You understand? Then go on for rule against government, in fact, and protect human rights. The same way where you get the South African court. I haven't seen this. I don't see this in Sierra Leone. I don't see this in Boku West African countries. Many times you get judges where they say, "Oh, if I rule so, within the power will think." Sometimes they're not to the past example. So then they once a case don't come up with you over jealous political people and get them. They begin for calling the power get interest in this. So they said they begin for afraid to say, oh, if the power get interest, you know. But what you are not understanding all of this equation, where I say it boils to integrity. You appoint me as a judge. The only way you pull me is if I misbehave, bad one, or if I sick and able function, or if I die. Otherwise, I would end up that court day for the rest of my life. Why I need for even things say the power go vex on a case and put a clear sense on it. You understand? Because you got this independence where the law creates, where the constitution creates. You know, except if you think say you're not too much of a party person, then you think say if I rule all my party people don't go vex for me. But again, another problem where I think so would get, I tell you, Sierra Leone, now that we judiciary and the people on the bench don't get too much intermingled. They mix with people and too much that they.
Oh, so a small country.
That's the problem. That's the thing. So
I just follow you know somebody.
So for example, I sit on a bench. I sit on a bench now. Then bring Fona in Fambu can say last sentence. Then Fona call me and say, "But look, I mean you study rich, you know. What are the things? This is a fundamental problem."
But you know what other countries that they do?
No.
For address that one, the smaller countries and they bring judges from outside.
Okay, you know, the point is where the program not begins to them, now the 10 the catchway. So if we go to the other sets of questions and contributions we don't cancel, then we go round up. Somebody say, first of all, I want to tell you Boku thank you for this kind of a program. Say because I don't learn plenty thing then where don't really benefit me, Pambokubaku with them. He say, but do you I want for Beguna concerning the language? They talk better book. It's about explain simple one for we make we understand. Okay, the lawyer anything and guy back, I sure say they will talk clear to you. Yeah. Other person say, he said, do you una when a demand them different civil society group them and organization them. He say, I want make una pay attention to the mining contract them where then sign between Salon government and then foreign investor them. He say most of them mining area them particularly Farenbeya. He say and the area the way they around and the people the way they say them they suffer.
Well, waiting for member the constitution not they go into detail. But like on this specific issue, waiting the constitution will cover, it will cover the issue of access to land, it will cover the issue of human rights, it will cover issues around the environment. Because we actually get a natural resource, land and environment subcommittee. So the broad principles them of how dentia for obtain 9 it go get. Waiting go be for address this problem and looking at waiting at the acts the way they and for we when our organizations the way they look at accountability and transparency, especially within the natural resource area, how we they ensure say when a contract they are make they go affect the landowners or the people there where they more than the benefits where they get forget. Okay. So now that kind of thing.
Before you run into that, this brings us back to the question. The question we asked: if somebody gets land, they get natural resources, government sign contract with a multinational, where the person not the benefit they suffer. If he gets an independent judiciary, that person they go to the judiciary say, hey,
you go complain.
Look, my rights don't be violated by government. Yeah, when I tell government like put hand or make it help me get a better thing. So the important thing we want to talk about, the judiciary gets a pivotal role, important role it will play for like democracy go before and protect people their rights.
And also, what make we pay attention and mining contract and the fact say that the main source of revenue for Sierra Leone. If you slide that one, they trust me.
Problem. Still with you, Malachi. Somebody you see. He say, do I say, my question to one within this panel, yeah, particularly now with civil society. He say, if civil society no join or no the link to government, he say, but he say it can find. He say, but outside civil society organization don't link to government and government they support some of them work there. He say, now problem one, he say, if that kind of thing they happen, he say, outside for go complain and waiting for that civil society.
I think you go back to waiting Mr. Blaise, integrity. No matter outside you want to come out, but what you're supposed to do, you do them to the best of your ability. I think so.
Yeah, I give instances of this. In the United States, the U.S. government they support civil society groups. They give them funding. In Sierra Leone, you need a government for say this is a way of funding for you.
Okay,
you understand? Then, but you for able to do your work and criticize and work with government where necessary.
Okay. Then I will give an somebody say do ya? He say good governance. It go work better outside democracy, no dey.
I can always say the issue about democracy, good governance, the rule of law, human rights. Then now like we get for quadruplets, 9 and can call them 4 twin. They then they support them company. He asks for their one and we for no say they get 100% democracy, 100% good governance, human rights, all of that. But then I just standard there where countries then for make sure say the ordinary citizen able for benefits from them basic thing and they where the government inside that social contract is supposed to provide. Now that's all them principles then they respect people then make sure say where government they doing business they hide like way they talk about their mining agreement people that were disadvantaged where they suffer you able for bring them on board like disabled or women or the elderly then kind of a thing and they so really they support themselves and it asks for let you find side where good governance they get a democratic some democratic flavor around that because for that good governance really see one key thing now participation civic engagement really get for them.
Well, family and not catch we you see the panelists they not get them for say goodbye but on behalf of Alhaji Mohammed why say Valora Edwin lawyer of the year Imam Safa Abdullah Ibn James Momodu for see they say goodbye. I want to say hush to Dr. Khan in family and also say hush to all the people that Ebola don't kill. And again, one for tell Salon people and say Ebola day and as we all as Salon people they go for Tinap Tanga and Feta. We are low left or divide we safe. We all now one. Thank you very much and goodbye.
You cannot avoid its magical sound or the golden picture of its silver screen. For the taste you thirst.